Well, yeah, I noticed my hair was like receding when I was 21 years old. So it was getting a bit bad and I was getting really sort of worried about and paranoid. So I saw there was a company in England who did hair transplants, and I had my first hair transplant when I was 21, like I said, and the result was good at the time. I was really pleased with it. But then when the hair started to thin out, these plugs appeared from nowhere, and it was like hideous. So much so that I stayed indoors for about a year. I hated it, you know. I had to comb the hair, and it's like a comb over, and I was like 22 years old with a comb over. So that was pretty dire. Then after that, I went down the hairpiece route, which I felt it was great first of all, but then afterwards, I'm not the sort of person who would wear a hairpiece. You know, I'm not a fraud. What you see is what you get, and I hated it. This thing on your head with super glue. They can call it fancy names, but it's super glue for all intents and purposes. And then they whip it off every 6 weeks. You pay more money for it, and even these days now, all they've actually perfected is the mesh is a lot thinner. That's all, but the mesh is thinner, so it lasts less. It's great if you're selling those hair pieces because you've got to buy more. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I found good look ink on a website, and what convinced me was when I actually came here. You'll see my picture on the website and you'll think, oh, he looks okay, but unless you actually see the people in real life, it's like 100% better. Because when I saw Alex his hair, I was like gobsmacked. I thought he hadn't had the procedure done or something, you know. I thought it was transplants. It looks really good. That's amazing, and that was it. I just signed up, had my money, and it's good value because, you know, it lasts for life. There's other companies out there who do the same procedure. They do tattoos as opposed to this process, which is, if you look on the website, actually you noticed the other day it's not really specific, as the about thing about Good Looking, the founder. I actually found that thing yesterday. Actually, I read it last night after the procedure. I wish I had read it before the procedure. So if anyone's looking at this, read the about thing. It will give you more confidence to come here. Scale of 1 to 10 on 10. It's the first time I feel comfortable. You know, I'm paranoid when I go in a bank queue because I've got transplant scars behind my head, but I haven't got them anymore. You're paranoid if you sit in an aircraft, who's behind you. You know, it goes on and on and on. But I don't care. That's priceless. It worked like clockwork. The only thing I would advise is try and get the club room, because I think people who have this procedure want to be segregated. Because you're paranoid before. You certainly are. But then afterwards, you don't give a beep. You really don't. I hope there's people out there because I want them to see it. Because you want to see their reaction, you know. And no one notices. They don't. They don't even look at you strange. You just blend in. It's all in your head. You know what I mean? I don't think I cared the next day. Whereas before, I had to sit. When I went for breakfast, I sat with my head against the wall. Today, I didn't care.